Hey friends, this is our social selling boot camp, our sales series, and this is our second session. I'm so excited. It's been just a little bit since we met last time, just because of I don't know if we're calling Halloween a holiday, but the major distraction of Halloween. I know that I was distracted myself, and I'm glad that we just, put it to the next week. Tonight, we're going to talk about retention. Retention is a super incredible tool, and it can feel daunting when you don't have some steps that you can incorporate. So I've got, steps to incorporate that are going to easily, quickly work its way into your businesses and keep you, thinking, positively about this. A lot of times you guys, retention can be that, nasty, dark monster that's like, I'm the highest recruiter, I can bring them all in. And then you feel like it kind of falls flat. And so the first part of this two-headed monster, I guess you should say, is that onboarding piece. We talked about that in some of our other sales training. And I want to speak just directly to you guys about retention, and you may see this show up tomorrow again. So please, if you love this content, please invite people on your teams to visit our live that's going to be tomorrow at 8:30, but you guys are getting it first. So, what is retention, right? What does that even mean? Okay. And so what that means is that is the mechanism of retaining a sale. Right? Retention is really just continuing to, that very first sale, it continues to be valuable. And while, anybody who's that yellow personality or arrows out personality, you're thinking, well, sales always feels kind of icky, and we can tackle that mindset a different time. But really the retention is how you can continue to help and encourage that person to stay on course to hit their own goals, right? People come on board with us to hit their own goals. Whatever those goals are, they are not going to get to them without continuing on the program. So it's really the mechanism of continuing to invite. That's really what it is. You're continuing to invite them into deeper connection, more opportunity, pivoting into, new product options, all of the above. And I'm going to give you a lot of examples. So don't feel like, it's going to be, a one way or the other. You're going to have options. I think all of these are best, right? To incorporate them. All of them are best. The first one is obviously to retain these customers. You're going to work them through their products. And this is the part where I want you to just really think about if this is something that you've done, because this is very, very key. It is checking in with them every 2 to 3 days. Okay. And, a lot of times we want to just like lob it over the fence, or if we're somebody that has, if we're someone that has, kind of has that killer instinct, that hunter mentality, once you get that sale, you're kind of like on to the next. It can feel like that. And what we want you to do is really understand, especially in this company, the power of retaining these sales. So I mentioned this a lot, but there are sales that I made 6 years ago that I still earn money on. And that's what I want for you guys. Okay. And the way through to do that, because that is the way that you're going to obviously, make that time count most. Okay. And that's the way that you're going to reconcile the time you take away from your family, right? You're like, oh, like it's so hard. Well, it's not hard to do if you feel like you're doing the complete job, because then you're not feeling like, okay, I'm replenishing everything that dropped off from the month before. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, I'm on a team of amazing recruiters. Like you all kill it. Okay. You slay it. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach you the complete job. And that's what I'm excited about. So again, working through the products. Now, there are a couple things that are going to happen right away in your onboarding process. See how these kind of connect in, is that you will have sent them, right? You will have communicated them and said, let me know when your products arrive. You're going to say that. You're going to say, you know what? You're going to get a text from my girlfriend Okay, and that's going to link you to the product guide, right? Or maybe you will have, via the onboarding system, sent them the picture of what sent them the getting started guide or whatever of what they already purchased. Okay, so let's pretend like that already happened. And we're arriving to the place where they've let you know that the products have arrived. You had already sent the graphic, or if you had missed that step, you send that graphic now. Or if you're like me and you're, somebody who kind of walks them through off the cuff, know that you're walking them through off the cuff, and that is totally okay. I am not answering for you on what you need to do, but what I've learned from the feedback that I've heard is that we love those graphics because they're sort of that safety net. I want you to understand that's not the replacement for you talking to them every 2 to 3 days, ever. Okay? There's one time when it's okay for you to check in less. And I'm going to tell you that in just a minute. So every 2 to 3 days, especially if they're on a combo, we're always pretty much on a combo. We know that that's how they're going to get started off the best. And so you're sending them that getting started guide. You're connecting with them as they start their products. We can do, once I stop recording, I'm happy to answer any questions about that part. Okay. Specifics I am here for, unless they start with a one-step combo. Okay. There are people that will start with the one-step combo. That is Mix and Glow. That is Slim, Active, and Ease. Dump them together, take the E. Like, you know what I mean? Right? There are combos that are a one-step. And if you're designing it like that, and if you kind of wonder if that's possible, really the only one that I don't love for that would be triplex. Clearly, I do have people taking it all at once because, right, difficult. Okay, they can't do it. Fine, I don't care. Get it down your mouth. Then the X Factor Plus, I love taking with food for sure. So know that. Some people take it on an empty stomach. They're great. Other people are vomiting if that happens. So understand that. So back to the number one, which is working through the products, is you are sending a graphic to support how you're going to be walking them through the products, and you're checking in with them every 2 to 3 days. I literally never want to hear, oh, I don't know what happened. And you checked in with them once, and then 20 days later, you're like, hi, they're like, I'm miserable, I stopped. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. You made that sale. You are their person. I promise you, if you do this first part the right way, you will enjoy long-term sales with these people. I promise you. Okay. You have to do the complete job, especially for the first 30 days. Okay. If you have trouble figuring out how that will work, we have a customer care tracker that is available in the guides in the Dreaming of Diamond page. Okay. Love that. If you don't love that, print that off, write it on a piece of paper, make sure it checks all the boxes. This is very, very easy when we have the resources and are committed to using that. Next, supporting them through the wellness community. Okay, let me tell you something about this wellness community. It's got like 4,000 people in it. It is chock full. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, and so what I want you to do is I want you to be adding them in no matter what. Now, caveat, you may have added them in the prospecting process, right? Let me add you in. We have stories of hope. Like, obviously, this is, if you've already added them in, I have something for you in just a minute. But if you haven't added them in and they were an easy sale, we all have those, right? We all have those people that are like, I trust you, girl, just give me whatever. You're like, boom, I needed an easy win today, right? It feels good, but do the full job. You're adding them into the wellness community. And here is something you can say, friend, I'm adding you into our product support community. I'm excited for you to see all the information in there. And I'm excited for you to hopefully join me on this Thursday coming up, because we always have some live testimonies. Can I tag you when it starts? That's non-aggressive. That's easy. That is inviting them to the next piece, right, of their relationship with Plexus. They have bought from you. You're walking them through the products. And now you're asking them to deepen very easily, right? Can I tag you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like easy, right? I find that the people that I have like tied into our support communities, that I have done the complete job, really started them off strong, they're pretty self-sufficient as time goes on. It's the people that get the wonky beginning that don't really get their hooks into this experience. That's okay. I've been there too. I am not dogging you. Today's the day it changes, right? Today is the day that we do it super strong so that you are spending really good time with these people and it's paying you month and month and month and month. Okay. So the next thing with that wellness community, okay, is if you had already, put them in, right? If you'd already put them in, I want you to do that same thing with, I'd love to tag you in this like live thing that's going to happen this Thursday. Maybe you're sitting here going, Sadie, Thursdays are bad for me. I'm never going to tag anybody in anything on a Thursday. No worries, babe. All you need to do is at this stage, you're saying, hey, remember when I added you into that? I saw a story that I feel like will be perfect for you as you start your journey. Can I tag you in it? They're going to say yes. They're already in there. They already had said yes to you before. But always, getting them into a place where they're constantly saying yes to you, it feels freaking redundant to you. You're like, this is annoying. Like, no, it bonds them into the process. Trust me. Just try me for 30 to 45 days and tell me if I'm full of it. Okay. Just tell me if I'm wrong. It's okay. I love being wrong, but I don't think I am. Just prove it to me. Okay. So that's supporting through the wellness community. It is a great receptacle. Here's why we love this. So like I mentioned before, you may have used that and in what's called an ATM process. That means that somebody's difficult. They're not taking your word for it. And you're going, hey, I've got a story for you. Can I add you into this group and tag you in it? You've done the ATMing before, right? Right. So the thing that is amazing about the wellness community, which I freaking love, is that it is a constant drip of information. You know why? Because Nikki's tagging somebody in a rheumatoid arthritis and Kim is tagging somebody in a diabetes and, Amy's got somebody going through detox and we're bumping up because they've already said yes to being in that group, right? Right. Okay. The next is this is retention, right? Retention focus. How are we, other things to do for retention, asking for that shout out, right? That may have been part of your onboarding process. You guys see how these tie directly together, right? Asking for that shout out. A lot of you are doing this, and some may be afraid to do this, but I would venture to guess that, not only do people want to, because they want to celebrate what they're doing. They're excited. They're like, oh, like, okay, sure, I'll tag you, Tammy. Like, just asking them to do that is getting them into our culture, right? Even if they never share with one person, getting them into that culture where they're willing to tag you, they're going to see the support you receive. That no matter what, if they never share with another human being, that is a way for you to retain them into this community. Okay. And guess what? It helps you. I'd say 80 to 90% of the time, it helps you. It gives you a clue that, hey, this person's not afraid to post on social media. This person's not afraid to support me. This person's not afraid to just, kind of be transparent. These are people, I think that everybody, if we had to like list the traits of people who are sharing and having businesses with Plexus, they're open, they're excited, right? They're willing to support other people, right? We're identifying those people with this ask. Okay. All right. So the next thing is that, okay, project broadcast. So this is a value add. And if you are on my team, either myself or someone, it's typically Jules that are, not all of them do it, but you'll be folded in, right, to some of these communications. Here's why this is a powerful tool. And before you tell people, oh, you can like opt out, here's why you shouldn't tell them that. Okay, because I've heard that people do that and I think it's ridiculous. Here's why. The more people that actually have connection with this person. Now, here's the deal. We're not spammy spammer sons over here. Okay. It's not a hammer. Like, guess what? Guess what? Guess. No, no. You want them though. I want to tell you this right now. You want them in that system. Here's why. They're going to get a welcome. Welcome. Here's the link. So glad to meet you. I'm your upline, whoever it is. Okay. You're going to get that. They're going to get that. But then guess what? When all of our limited time offer stuff comes around and you don't get around to contacting everybody in your downline and your upline does just a blanket thing like, hey, guess what's out? We're so excited. Reply back code and you'll get a discount. Automatically, you might make sales that you didn't even know you were going to make, baby. Okay. So leaving them in that beautiful system and trusting, right? Trusting that we're all like on the same page. We're not going to like alienate anyone. Okay. Because I don't think I alienate anyone. And I know that communication between all of us that use that is pretty universal, right? It allows you to get another touch. It's just like the wellness community. Here's why. Okay. There are people that I have not met. They've been folded into this thing for a long time. We'll do some kind of a last minute sale and I get people, reply back code and they're asking for them. But if your people are not in there, you don't get that beautiful benefit. Okay. So I want to help you see that part too. You're worried at the beginning of like, they're going to freak out that they're getting this welcome text. Just tell them it's coming. Like, hey, this welcome text is coming. This is my good girlfriend. And it's not going to be overkill. It's going to give you some links that you're going to want to keep. And it's going to be able to communicate some sales that I'm not always going to get to communicate with you. So I want you to expect it. And I'm excited for you. Don't ask them if it's okay. Just tell them it's coming. It's going to be okay. All right. It is a wonderful opportunity. I've heard that it is a place where there's some confusion around it. So I just want to explain it. If you want to manage your own project broadcast, we have a connection to an assistant that will help you do that. Okay. So don't ever feel like you're like, well, I just really want this message to come from me. Great. I love it. I love it. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out how that works. You own your own business. This is only a value add. Okay. Nobody's telling you what to do. Like, we don't have bosses around here. But I wanted to give you that benefit because it's a super duper retention tool, especially with things like credit card declines. If you're not somebody, for example, that is pulling that information, someone's going to catch it and help that person. A lot of times these credit card declines are not purposeful. They don't know. They do want their products. They are in a bind. It was fraud or whatever, guys. Okay. So just realize that everything that we do comes from a place of pure love and genuine help. Really, we want good things. We don't have to con people into doing this because it works. Like we don't have to make it weird because people want what we have. Okay. And carrying that confidence with you. That's a great piece of this retention, is carrying that confidence with you. Okay. So the next thing is a welcome call, right? I don't know if you're practicing these. These are an amazing piece. And here's why. It doesn't matter if the person is open to sharing, not open to sharing. A lot of times in lieu of a welcome call, it would be an opening three-way message, right? Like, and a lot of times because we are practicing that use of three-way messages anyway to close sales, they might be in one, right? So you can go back to that message to take a sidebar. If they were already in a message with your upline, you can go back to that message and just say like, hey, guess what, Tammy? Oh my gosh, my girlfriend has just joined. I wanted her to meet you. I wanted her to, just something really a little bit feeling more formal and allowing that to naturally progress, just to have another connection. Now, on a welcome call, it's a misnomer that people believe that this is only for people who want the business. It really is not. It is so that the person who joins you can get another connection to someone in Plexus. Again, these are retention tools. These are connection tools. When we believe that we can take everything on ourselves, and I think that we kind of can at the beginning, right? Because we're strong, powerful boss babes. But all of a sudden, it mushrooms and it mushrooms and it mushrooms. And yes, you are every woman, but it's really hard to be every woman for every single person. Okay. Especially if they're on a gut health journey, especially if it starts to get hard, especially all those things. So these retention tools where we can kind of lean on our beautiful support system, it allows you not to have to carry it all on you. Because what I notice is that when we feel like we're carrying it all on us, we collapse. I can't do this. I can't scale this. I can't grow this. I can't get bigger. And the truth of the matter is we have so many resources that we design that so that you feel like, yes, you can. You can do anything because we have ways to connect people. We have strategies and processes, and we have systems. Okay. And so just even that small mechanism of a welcome call, hey, Sadie, so-and-so wants to meet you. This is, can you help? She's got Hashimoto's, I wanted you guys to meet, that is a girlfriend vibe. That's like we're chatting vibe. That's not okay, how many 4,500 people do you know? Because you're trapped. Like, that's not the vibe of these. And so if that is a misconception, I want to just bust it right now. Okay. The point of these calls and these messages and these invitations, because all of in retention is an invitation, like I said, is to deepen the experience of the person. It is not about your fears around these things. It is about what is best for the person. Okay. Always. All right. 6, obviously this is an easy one. We're going to gloss past this because everybody watching this knows that sharing is a retention tool. Okay. Sharing and helping somebody get their products paid for is 100% a retention tool. Duh. If you're getting a paycheck, you're going to be invested to stay on your journey. That's just how it is. And that's why even that mechanism of quickly doing the shout out, get people responding, getting them, that further excites them, like, hey, you know what, maybe there are people in my camp that could use this, right? And not taking a lot of judgments around it, you guys, because I know that maybe not this group that I'm looking at, but there have been so many times that I've heard oh, they just want to see how it goes. Totally get it, 100%. But if we can arrows out that conversation and say, I know you want to see how it goes, but could you have an accountability partner opportunity? Does your girlfriend want to do the reset with you? You said that diabetes runs in your family. Let's get 3 or 4 of you doing this together. It's not about us. We may benefit. And that's reality. Like, we can't take taboos or, ugly negative judgments around us sharing. Because that's only going to hurt you as you try to, again, scale your business. The point of the matter is they're going to buy supplements somewhere. Okay. They're going to try to benefit their health from somewhere. How on earth could we please just allow them to do it with a trusted friend? Right. And they want to do it with a trusted friend, you guys. They want you. They're begging you to be their person. Right. It's us that really holds ourselves back. So that sharing mechanism, as you know, is a retention tool. And so the last thing I want to mention, and I told you this one was going to be a little faster, is that I said it at the top, I've kind of peppered it through, but this retention is all invitations. Everything we do, okay, whether this is a current business builder, this is where you need to make notes, okay? Whether this is if you weren't making them already, a current business builder, a new person, a VIP customer, someone who has fallen away from the products, if you just embrace the fact that your job is only to invite to the next thing, that's only your job. Invite to the next thing. I'm going to give you examples. Things will get simpler. You will put less judgments around yourself for not selling it the right way. You will allow them to choose, right? You will allow them to experience this culture. Here's the deal. I was at our momentum meetup today. Kim was there. Molly was there. We're fun. That's the whole team. We're fun. People get around us. It's good, right? We're fun people. We're good people. We don't have to convince or handcuff somebody down on this. Okay. So if we just give ourselves the break of saying, all I have to do is invite them. and they get to choose. Okay. And then it doesn't have anything to do with like, if we're pretty, if we're this, if we're that, or all those, like earthly, worldly things about us that we feel like has everything to do with our business, and it doesn't, right? The invitations, right? And I mean that when I say you're still inviting business builders to do this, your leaders, you're inviting them. You're inviting them to more. You're inviting them to get coffee with you. You're inviting them to connect you with a leader. You're inviting them to take more responsibility. Okay. It does not ever stop. Even if somebody stops ordering, they're not dead to you. They're not dead to you. Even if it hurts your feelers. Okay. They're not dead to you. We still invite. Hey, you know what? I know it wasn't your time, but we've got this new thing, and you know what? We've got some people speaking on Thursday, and I just feel like you're going to like love it. Could I tag you in this when it starts, and maybe you could just catch it if you can? Yes. Yes. Or no, until somebody says, never literally ever talk to me about Plexus again, they're open. Because think about yourself, right? Think about yourself when you've kind of been saying no to something, but you don't shut the door is open, right? Someone's like, oh, come to this new church with me. Come to this. You're like, I'm busy that day. Feels a little weird. And they're like, no, come, we're doing this new thing. It's a women's group. You're like, but if your friend said to you, do you want me to stop including you? That's pretty bold, right? You'd have to answer. And you'd probably be like, no, don't stop including me. I'm just not ready yet. And that's the same thing, right? Just because they're not ready yet and they keep declining doesn't mean it's a no. When they flat out say, I am starting my own supplement company, please don't talk to me about Plexus ever again, we keep going, right? Because they haven't said no. And I don't mean mean that to say be a pest. I don't mean that to say, harass or bug. But what I mean is there are a lot of people in that kind of holding pattern, that wade pool. What is that? That paddling, right? They're still there. Even if you have a business builder that's like gung-ho and crazy and doing all these things, and all of a sudden she's holding on to like that paddleboard, right? Instead of just diving straight in, she's not out. I promise you, constant invitations, remembering that throughout the entire process, whether you're prospecting them, whether you're supporting them, whether you're loving them or growing them, it's all invitations, all invitations. I don't know how many times people have said to me, thank you for not giving up on me. It's because I invite them to still be with me. You still want them with you if they're not in this like A+, super shiny, super like perfected, like model form, because we're all human beings. We don't need that. We just all want connection. Okay. So remember the power of the invitation, and that it can't stop. It can't stop once you make the sale. Okay. It can't. That's not your heart, right? Okay. Because you are meant to connect with people. That's why you're all here. Okay. You're too good. Can't stop loving them. Can't stop connecting with them. Can't stop inviting them. Okay. All right, you guys. I love this talk on retention. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and we'll see if we have any questions.